हेलो गाइस, आप सभी का मेरे चैनल पर और होराइजन फॉरबिडन वेस्ट के पार्ट 7 वीडियो पर स्वागत है। हम लोग इस वक्त चेन स्क्रैप में हैं और हमने लास्ट वीडियो में उल्वंड से सेफ्टी विसल ब्लो करने लगाया है। तो देखते हैं अब और आगे क्या करना है हमें। तो सिट बैक, रिलैक्स एंड एंजॉय द गेम प्ले। चलिए कंटिन्यू करते हैं। कंटिन्यू। वैसे मर्चेंट्स की दुकान खुल चुकी है, हम लोग जाएंगे वहाँ पर। पहले एक बार मैं देख लेता हूँ यहाँ पे क्या है। यहाँ पे हम लोग गए नहीं शायद अभी तक। अरे हाँ, यहाँ तो आया अपन। ये कौन है? टॉक टू जवाद। ओके।
Savior, thank you for taking the time, and my condolences that you had to endure Ulvan's bloviating.
I've dealt with worse. It sounds like he's really trying to put you over the barrel.
The idea that the Karja purposely let bristlebacks into the Daunt, it's completely absurd. But the louder and longer he says it, the more support he'll get for his damned concession decree.
How did the bristlebacks get into the Daunt?
No one knows for sure. The first report of them came from west of the quarry. But unless they have wings I don't know about, I don't see how they could have come over the mountains.
No other way in.
The only way I know about is barren light. Look, if you can get to the bottom of this, I can offer a considerable bounty in return. Help me shut Ulvand up.
Concession decree.
What is this concession decree that Ulvand wants?
He wants the Sundom to designate portions of the Daunt as Oseram holdings. Only the portions, mind you, that produce any value.
Let me guess. Because he stands to profit somehow?
Exactly. With the Daunt under Oseram law, he could secure more investment for their numerous ventures.
He can't get those investments without the concession?
No. Not while there's a chance the Sundom could revoke their access. Hence, why the concession is so important to him. And why blaming the Karja for the bristlebacks, no matter how absurd, works in his favor.
How does blaming the Karja for the bristlebacks help Ulvand get his concession?
Look around. This may be the Sundom, but chain scrape is all gears and rust and bad ale. Claiming that the Karja loosed the bristlebacks in order to intimidate Oseram laborers into obedience. Well, let's just say no one here has forgotten the atrocities of the Mad Sun King. Even with the valley working again, Ulvand hopes he can stir up enough resentment against the Karja to call for a strike.
And if the Oseram refuse to work, unless the concession is signed, you won't have a choice.
Correct. The reconstruction of Barren Light must continue.
How did you get stuck out here?
I asked for the posting, believe it or not. Overseeing the entire valley on behalf of the Sun King? It was an honor. Is an honor, I mean.
But your job would be a lot easier without someone like Ulvand blasting hot air all the time?
Ulvand's not going anywhere. He's been around longer than I have. Even fancies himself the founder of Chainscrape. Well, I'll find a way to live with him. I have to.
You said the bristlebacks were first spotted west of the quarry?
Yes, according to one terrified laborer, said the ground trembled before they came charging down the hillside. He took off and ran all the way here.
Good place to start looking then.
If you learn the truth, maybe Ulvand will stop blaming the Karja for every problem under the sun, and maybe then he'll actually focus on rebuilding Barren Light instead.
Okay, that was good talking. अब फिर से टॉक बता रहा है।
Yes. Something else?
now.
I need to go.
Of course.
Aloy, change your mind about that brew? No?
Talk to Petra.
Come for that beer after all, eh? Here, sit down. Get a pint in her hand. Wasn't expecting you to swing by. Since when do I do what's expected? Ha! There's that spark. Fire and spit. Fire and spit. That's a blast from the bellows. Won't fix the forge, but at least I can forget about my troubles for a while. Like what? Take your pick. We got bodies to bury from the bristlebacks, the work stoppage, Olvin grating the gears about his concession decree. Hey! Weapons off the table! Ah, don't listen to me. Nothing a cold brew and knocking some heads together can't fix eventually. So the bristlebacks in the Daunt. Where did they come from? That's the thing. No one rightly knows. They just showed up one day, rampaging around the valley like they exploded out of a forge. Lost some good people. But bless the bellows, you cleared them out and got this place working again. That put a dent in Olvin's plans. Now, if only there were some way to smash them all together and run them out of town. But how could bristlebacks and the Daunt help Olvind? 2 words. Concession decree. Since no one knows where the bristlebacks came from, Olvind has taken to blaming the Karja for them. He's hoping to dig up enough old resentments to get a strike going until the concession's signed. This is just his latest attempt. He's been trying to rile up the workers since the day he rolled into town. And people actually believe him? Lots of folks suffered at the hands of the Mad King during the Red Raids. Give him half a reason, they'll blame the Karja for anything.
Damn Karja slavers.
I thought you'd be back in Freeheap. Well, after the big battle at Meridian, I went back. But realized it was running smooth. Didn't need me. Heard about the rebuilding out at Barren Light. Figured they could use another hammer. Been scraping by ever since. You could always leave. And go back east? Nah. I ain't one to leave a lit forge. Besides, someone's gotta be a squeaky wheel for the workers around here. So about Olvind. Around here, everything's about Olvind. How'd he end up in charge? He got here early, like a squirrel smelling a fat nut. He knew rebuilding Barren Light would need stone and timber. So he jangled purses all over Mainspring, getting investors to front claims on anything in the Daunt that might be worth a damn. Thing is, all the bankers back home know that this is Karja land, and the Sun King can revoke those claims at any time. That's why he's desperate for the magistrate to sign off on a concession decree. This concession decree, what is it exactly? And how would it help Olvind?
It's pig diddle, that's what.
A writ that would put all Osram claims in the Daunt under Osram law, even though they're on Karja land. It would mean that any existing ore, stone, and timber claims couldn't be revoked by the Karja. No more risk, no more hesitation for investors back in the claim to pour in the shards and expand their business. And since Olvind has a stake in all those claims, it would make him richer than a scrapper in a junk heap. Not to mention Chainscrape would become an Osram municipality, so he could buy enough votes to call himself an elderman. He's a sly old badger, I'll give him that. Figures if he keeps up the pressure, eventually the magistrate will sign. Well, I have to be going. Thanks for the drink, Petra. I'm glad I stopped by. Anytime, Flamehair.
नाइस ये क्या है प्ले मशीन स्ट्राइक देखते क्या है
Come to revel in some strike, sister? Let me set the board.
I was just passing by.
First timer, huh? Don't worry about it. I'll go easy on you. You got any pieces?
No.
Well, aren't you in luck then? I got an extra set, a Tanakh original straight out of the Forbidden West. Sit. I'll run you through it in a hot spark. I'll give you something special if you win it on my boards, too.
Beginner's tutorial. Select. Start. Are you ready to start the beginner's? Yes, confirm.
All right, let's start off simple. The Tanakh like to say that Machine Strike is a game of pure strategy. We each get a set of pieces. Each piece represents a kind of machine, and each machine is worth a different number of victory points. And to win the game, you'll need to gain 7 victory points by destroying the opponent's machines. It can be tricky remembering the details of every machine, so we use these notes to keep track of them. You see that number on the top right corner?
Yeah.
That there is how many victory points you'll get for destroying that machine. Notes also tell you how far a piece can move, how the distance they can strike from, and of course, their health. Okay, that's enough for now. Let's just play. I'll explain the rest as we go. I own the board, so I get to choose who goes first. Since this is your first time, I'll let you go. Usually you get to choose which pieces to set on the board, but this will do for now. Pick up that machine piece to your right, and move it forward. And remember, each machine can only move a certain distance. Take a look at your notes if you need a reminder. Easy enough, huh? Now, you get to move 2 machines each round, so go ahead and pick a... Perfect. There's not much else to do for now, so just end your turn. We're forging onwards. Let me move my pieces here. And we're back to you. This time, why don't you try attacking one of my pieces? Try with that machine on your right first. Now move the piece close enough to attack one of my machines. When performing an attack, you'll be testing your machine's combat power against the opponent's. A machine and its own attack power. This board only has grassland terrain, which has no effect on a machine's combat power. And your current machine has 2 points of attack power. So in total, your machine's combat power equals 2 points. Since my machine isn't the one attacking, it has 0 points of attack power. And just like your machine, it's not affected by grassland terrain. So right now, the difference in combat power between the 2 machines is 2 points. This means your machine can do 2 points of damage to my machine. Did you get all that?
थोड़ा तो confusing है यार ये boss.
Knew you were a smart one. Finish up by attacking my machine. Not pulling any punches, huh? Now grab that second machine of yours. See how your machine can't move close enough to attack mine? You can make your machine sprint. That lets it move 1 space further. Try it out. Downside to sprinting is that your machine can no longer attack. Now, some players like to take a risk and overcharge their machine in cases like this. Overcharging lets you attack after a sprint, but it will damage your machine's health by 2 points. So use at your own discretion. Let's try doing that now so you can see what I mean. That's about it for your turn then. Now, I'll let you in on a neat trick. That machine of yours, the one closest to me, grab a hold of it. Same as in the wilds, machines have both armored points and weak points. You can see them marked on the pieces. Blue shows where their armor is thickest, Hit them there, and you'll do some damage, but not a lot. Now, red shows the machine's weak points. Hit those, and you'll deal a mighty blow. Here, let me show you. Rotate that piece so your machine faces mine.
Okay, let's rotate.
Now let that machine have it. Off the board she goes, and there's your first victory points. You don't
हाँ,
have 7 of them yet, so let's
थोड़ा
keep
समझ में आ
going.
रहा है अभी भी.
Your machine attacked mine, but hasn't moved yet. Go ahead and move downwards towards my remaining piece. You've already attacked a machine and moved your piece. But if you overcharge your machine, you can attack a second time. And by the look of your machine's health, you'd be sacrificing your piece to defeat mine. But sometimes that can be a good thing. Overcharge your machine to attack mine a second time, and I'll show you what I mean. Ain't that a thrill? Now, because your machine was knocked out at the same time as mine, we both get the victory points our machines are worth. Good news is, since you're the one attacking, you're gonna receive your victory points before I do. Which means you can reach the coveted 7 victory points first. That's why sometimes losing a piece can be the best way to end a game in your favor. Now, you'll notice you didn't get quite up to 7 victory points this time, but you did destroy all my pieces. That means you're the winner!
Thank God.
That wasn't so hard, was it? Just remember to always check for the best terrain to attack from. You'd be surprised the advantage you can gain over an opponent like that. I know it saved my behind in a game or two.
I'll try and remember that.
Oh, before I forget, these are all my spare pieces. I want the Savior of Meridian to have them. It's a small set to be sure, but it should be enough to get you in on any strike games you find out there. You might even fancy looking out for them strike carvers. They've got all kinds of unique pieces that can turn a game in your favor, though they'll need the right materials to craft you one. Or you might find them in the wilds if you're lucky. You know, I've lost my fair share of pieces after a night of machine hunting or brew hopping. No need to thank me. Always a pleasure to help out new strike players. Now, if you feel like playing a real game, I've got plenty of other boards. I could even teach you a few more tricks if you're up for it.
Thanks. I'll think about it.
Tutorial completed. Okay. बाप रे बाप. Nice.
Don't be a stranger.
Good. West side bristle bags. We'll get to it. Nice. गेम के अंदर गेम है. अच्छा लगा मुझे को. मतलब एक नया गेम इन्वेंट करना ये एक अलग ही दिमाग का खेल है और उन लोगों ने वो किया. देखते हैं यहाँ कुछ है क्या. इस तरफ हम लोग आए क्या कभी? क्या करने आए ना? कुछ तो आया था ना. ठीक है था. टॉक टू डेला. हाँ मतलब इनसे बात कर सकते हैं. देखेंगे ट्राई करेंगे क्या है.
Sorry, Red. We're closed.
Of course you are closed. Return to Vadis. Let's return to him then. वाह. हाँ ये क्या है? एक मिनट गाइस, मैं सिर्फ क्यूरियस हूँ बहुत कि क्या किधर क्या है. पहले वो देख लेते क्योंकि अभी एरिया छोड़ना पड़ेगा मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा. Talk to the pit master.
You wanted to speak to me?
Well, you know better than anyone it's a dangerous world out there, and not just against machines. Name's Odur. This here's my training pit. Best place to practice close combat this side of the Forbidden West. Say, I wonder who'd win in a fight. You, the savior of Meridian, champion of the East, or the Enduring, master of the West.
Who?
The Enduring, a legendary Tanakh fighter, the master of masters. I've heard the Tanakh have training pits just like this one. It's how the warriors get so fierce, see? And only the very best from the pits get to train with the enduring.
So, to find the enduring, I should look for these training pits if I'm ever out that way?
You'll have to go far if you do. The Tanakh are split into 3 clans. 3 clans, 3 capitals, 3 training pits. My guess is you'd have to beat all of them if you want to train with the enduring. If the Tanakh don't kill you on sight, that is. But that's a far spark in the wind. As for right now, I also offered challenges to test your fighting skill.
Who would I be fighting exactly? You?
Well, I know you're the savior and all, but you have to beat all the others first to challenge me. Rules are rules. We only use dual blades and practice arrows, mind. These drunken fools would run themselves through otherwise. You'll have to leave everything but your spear and practice arrows at the gate. But I'll look after your gear, not to worry. So, what do you say? Up for some training?
I might be.
That's what I like to hear.
सर कॉस्ट्यूम कितना अजीब था ना, मतलब जो भी कॉस्ट्यूम डिजाइनर होगा बहुत मेहनत की है उसने. ट्यूटोरियल चैलेंजेस प्रैक्टिस ट्यूटोरियल्स देखते हैं ये पहले. ट्यूटोरियल्स लाइट अटैक. आर यू रेडी टू स्टार्ट? यस.
Attacks are fast but easily blocked. So learn to combine them with other attacks.
चलो कंप्लीट ही कर देता मैं अभी.
The attacks break weapon blocks and do more damage. But they're slow, so your opponents might counterattack.
और अटैक देखते क्या है. वाह, बाप रे बाप, क्या था ये.
Power attacks smash weapon blocks to really hammer an enemy with damage. But they're slow and leave you vulnerable, so pick your moment.
Hit your opponent with a resistor blast, energize the spear. Energize your target.
Yours seems to energize after attack. I think landing heavy attacks or combinations will energize it faster.
How goes it, Hammer?
To use that energy, try attacking your enemy. See if you can energize them.
I kind of like those weapons.
The savior of Meridian wins!
चलो कुछ नया तो सीखने को मिल रहा. बाप रे बाप, होते यार ये तो. ये क्या है? नोरा वॉरियर. देख लेते क्या है. R1 R1 R2. ओके. R1 R1.
Single attacks are child's play. A real fighter combines them. Practice this combination as a starter. Defensive opponent, break their weapon block, then follow through to attack with this combination.
Nice. इसमें तो कुछ नहीं. Challenges: defeat other fighters in time challenge to ultimately face the pit master. Practice. चैलेंज कर लूँ क्या? समझ में नहीं आ रहा. देख लेते.
the same attacks, your enemy will dodge them. Vary your attacks in combination. Make yourself less predictable. Close attention to your opponent's stance. Read their intentions. Choose your attacks to break their defense.
परफॉर्मिंग मेले कॉम्बोज एंड पावर अटैक्स एनर्जाइज योर स्पीड फास्ट। ओके, ये देखते हैं क्या है। R1 R2
You think your spear can deal with that armor? Use attacks to energize your spear. Then hit your opponent with a heavy or power attack to blast their armor off.
I can take her.
Empty hearts.
अरे यार
Okay, just try again.
तेरी आया था पहले नहीं हुआ। यू फेल्ड। अरे कंटिन्यू कर दिया मैंने।
Doesn't last forever. That spirit can give you the edge in battle. Keep energizing it and then your enemies. Triggering those energy blasts should help you vanquish your opponents.
वाह 22 सेकंड में ही कर लिया मैंने तो। पिट मास्टर चैलेंज। पुट योर मेले स्किल्स टू टेस्ट एंड रिव्यू। अब इसको हराना वाला तो मुश्किल होगा यार। मुश्किल।
Use your blade. Series of attacks. I see how you earned your reputation. An impressive attack. You fight well. A good series of attacks. Challenges
अरे
over.
यार
Yes, I win.
फिर से करना पड़ेगा। फिर से चैलेंज कर सकते ट्राई।
This should be useful.
उड़ता नहीं मैं उसको।
Now we have to get what he's doing.
I yield.
Finally, I am the winner.
Well fought, friend. Well fought.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Ooh. Serves me right for thinking I could go up against the savior of Meridian. Here, have this. A little something for the new champion.
Thank you, Hodurg.
Don't be a stranger now. Come back whenever you'd like to spar again.
ये क्या है? You have defeated Pitmaster Kristen Skull. Okay, बाद में करूँगा। हो गया है।
That's all for now, I think.
Good luck out there.
Alright, we are good to go, I guess. सेव कर लेता हूँ मैं। ठीक है नहीं, बाद में पता चला कि हो गया कांड। राइट, चलो अब कहाँ जाना है बोलते हो? आप कहाँ है? कहाँ है वाडीज? कहाँ है? टू वाडीज। मर्चेंट्स का मैं बताना रहेगा, एक मिनट क्या है?
Brought out only the good stuff for you, Red. Seeing as you got that whistle blowing.
Hey, I've been waiting to get my lucky hammer fixed for days.
You haven't done anything useful like getting rid of any bristlebacks, though, have you? Take your time. I promise you won't be disappointed.
ओके, हियर इज द थिंग गाइस, पहले मैं क्या करता हूँ, पूरा देख लेता हूँ मार्केट की किधर क्या है, फिर उसके बाद वापस आके देखते हैं कि ये ले सकते हैं कि नहीं। भी पता चला अभी मैंने कुछ ले लिया और फिर बाद में कुछ मिला नहीं, हो गया काम फिर। ये क्या है? ऑसम एक्सप्लोरर और हंट्रेस अनकॉमन कॉमन और ट्रैक्टर इसमें अच्छा दिख रहा है। I guess I'll keep the first one only. Sell. ये ड्रेस अच्छा दिख रहा है लेकिन ना 13, 17 और अटैक भी ज़्यादा है उसमें, तो देखते बाद में, देखेंगे बाद में। क्या बोल रहा था? वेपन्स टूल्स, हाँ ये चार्ज होता है गाइस, फास्ट ट्रैवल पैक जो है ना, ये खरीद लूँ क्या मैं? कुछ ज़्यादा हो जाएंगे है ना, अच्छी खरीद ली। प्लेस की जरूरत नहीं। ये क्या है? वॉरियर बू, लग रहा है चार्जर का क्या सर्कुलेटर लग रहा है इसको लेने के लिए। एक ले लेते भाई, ले ले डाल देते। चलो यहाँ चलते, बाबा क्या बोलता देखते। चलो आग है, पॉइजन है, बिजली है अपने पास, अब टेंशन नहीं रहा। बिजली है क्या? हाँ है, बिजली है। ठीक है,
You heard the whistle. Time to go.
But I was supposed to have 3 escorts.
I'm off to Barren Light Wadis. Like Aloy said, Captain's orders. You can stay here.
Abandoned to the riffraff? I think not.
Guess you're coming with me then. See you there, Aloy.
Well, now that that's done, the embassy can finally get underway. If I can get through it, I'll be able to track down Silence, Hades, maybe even a Gaia backup. Guess I could head straight for Barren Light. Or poke around the Daunt some more first.